All right. Good evening. Good evening once again. This is Africa 24, and I am Zalendo. And today, we have not been on air for some time now uh, due to blackouts throughout in some parts of the country, and that is something that happened in Kenya uh, sometimes back when the Gen Zs were protesting. My power just came back the other day. But anyway, I hope you're well and you've woken up to a very terrible scene of the city wherever you are. If you experience demonstrations, I know it's been difficult to do the cleaning, and especially for those whose properties were stolen, it is very hard times for you. For those who lost family members, it's also very sad, and we pass our condolences to those families too. But it is a great concern. We've seen what the parliamentarians were saying, and many other leaders have communicated their concern about these demonstrations. We here in Africa will keep on informing you of the latest being the police station at Nyandarua. I think it's Nyandarua was burnt down by protesters. Reason being, I think there was a clash in that particular area. So I think there is some extremes going on that we need to see whether the government can address them effectively. More so passing blame games uh, where there is a clear failure of security and a clear failure on the demonstrators' side to give directions where they were going to demonstrate. I don't know who to blame, but there's blame every other place with the politicians blaming Rigathi Gachagua for the demonstrations. I don't know what you think whether Rigathi was involved in these demonstrations or not. Give your opinion there on the comment section so that we can know what you feel about the demonstrations that happened on 25th. Most people say that it is anarchy. It is no longer a demonstration. Police lootings were made. Police were beaten up. Yeah, people lost their lives. Others lost property. So that is what we want to vent on. This evening. I am Zalendo kama kawaida. If you're watching us from other platforms, tembei our sister platform, please make sure that you subscribe to Africa 24. And yes, June 25th was not just another day of protest. It was a cry of loud, clear, and for some fatal. Uh, six lives were lost in Nairobi, I think. Yeah, hundreds injured, and at least uh, some what I can say some little casualty compared to the last demonstrations where so many people were shot. At least this time around, maybe the police tried their best to calm the situation. They were not trigger happy as they would be, but it's unfortunate that what has come from the interior CS that police should now kill whenever they feel that their life is in danger. It's 50-50 if they can assess the situation properly, but police can take advantage of the situation too. So such kind of pronouncements, you don't make them in public. You make sure that you go in a boardroom in a meeting where there are no cameras and all that, so that you communicate with your officers. But now, when you say that in public, that is uh, that will be misinterpreted very loudly. Yeah, it will be misinterpreted that you have now ordered people to be killed. So watch what you say in public. For our politicians, I urge you to be careful with your words. You can ban this country in a very short time. And to demonstrators, please restrain. A police officer ni mtu analindwa na sheria at some point. That is what the CEOs was trying to say. Analindwa na sheria. Uh, so when you see a demonstrations like this, when 16, not six lives, 16 lives were lost and scores injured, and at the heart of it all, one painful question: did the law protect the people or silence them? And tonight we search for those answers, or rather this morning, not slogans, not spins, but the truth. Join me in a voice that is just rooted in our constitution. Would have been a friend of mine, a legal practitioner, and a senior counsel, Lempa. But I don't know what has happened to his connection. I think he was driving to the office, but he would be joining me solely later. Harry Bob was also supposed to join me, an advocate, to deliberate on this particular topic, but it seems it's a very hot topic that people don't want to touch at this particular moment. But let's begin the nation that is bleeding, that is Kenya. The government has praised police restraint. I also said that they did quite a good job yesterday. They restrained themselves, and that is good. So imagine if they had got those directives that they had on during Parliament time, with people being abducted and all that. It would have been terrible. It would have been a massacre. But survivors, but the survivors of this tell different stories. Some of them have got bullets in their body. Some of them will be walking with clutches, maybe for the rest of their lives. Those are marks which are permanent. And again, it will go back in our history or in the answered in parliament that this day, the 25th, was a very dark day in our politics. And now I wanted to get some legal standpoint on how to how do we even begin to account for this, even with the kind of disturbing reports of sexual violence. Yeah, how do we arrest these people? The media suppression, you know, if the media was allowed to air some of these things, then probably would have captured some of those moments live. But immediately the stations were switched off, is I think the mayhem happened at that particular time. But the people are forgetting one thing, that we have. We have got the phones. We are in a digital era. These incidents that have happened in Kenya qualify as human right violations, and that's why I wanted a lawyer who understands international law to be with us here. But unfortunately, he's kind of held up. I hope that he might be joining us very soon, or we might bring him on another day, so that he can really tell us what the law speaks about, what happened yesterday. People are asking who will be held accountable. Is it the commanders, the officers? uh, for the destruction, for the wanton destruction of property. Yeah, who will be held accountable? Hebu niambieni. Yeah, in Quickmart nasikia bodies were found there. Hizo ni nini? Yeah, what are those? Ati Quickmart bodies zimepatikana Quickmart. Like seriously? And then wamewacha ID. Ati IDs are all over in Quickmart. And we say that this was not a setup. This is a complete setup. A complete setup. And whoever did that, Paul Sana, Kenyans, we have evolved. There is a lot of information out there. There's a lot of things that you can come across on how to fabricate lies and all that. Use them effectively, but leaving IDs in the crime scene. Who is this thief, or who is this guy who would be dropping IDs ati wakiibiwa, lakini ID imewachwa peke yake bila wallet. Enyewe wajinga waliisha Kenya bwana. Hiyo naye ilikuwa ni upumbavu mkubwa sana. They needed to have tried another trick, and then you switch off uh, the stations, then a blackout and things like that. It's not normal people who can do that. Paka airport, muna switch off the steamer. Then a reshuffle happens in the airports authority, done by the interior CS. I think all this was by design. It was by design. It was something that was anticipated. So somebody has to go, and that it was a perfect timing up in a perfect situation. So that's exactly what happened. Now, before we close this particular session, there's also a disturbing story that some of these things that are being raised by Gen Z. This is what I came across, and I want to read it loud because we didn't have time to do the graphics of this particular incident. And when you look at it, like the bill that has just been signed into law, the budget that now becomes law, it says that 10 million school kids have been allocated 3 billion, and the state house allocated itself 12 billion for food. Now, these are kind of things that when you see it, it makes people sick, sick of a country that has failed to reason. So whether this is propaganda or what people are peddling, I don't know. I surely don't understand how you can only put 3 billion for foods in school, then state house budget is 12 billion. Now that will make people mad. That will make people mad. Now, when you look at the MPs, let me just to give you a brief of what this war, in my own thinking, is all about. You see, Kenya Kwanza that we voted for came under the Aslas government. Now, Aslas ni wale watu wa chini kabisa. Now, hao watu wa chini kabisa are the ones now resisting this government. Now, when when Ruto was campaigning, I knew that that was a perfect slogan. That was a perfect slogan. How they coined it to be, you know, uh, the people's government worked perfectly. Even when ODM tried to come up with the 6,000 monthly fund for the youths, it couldn't work because they had got a perfect slogan that was going to entice the youth into the movement. And it worked. It worked miracles. But what people expected is that literally it is the hustlers who would be making decisions in this government. They would have seen a new faces, a new group of people coming into the into the cabinet and into the civil service to run parastatals and all that. But what did the government of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua do? They immediately they came into power. They ensured that both sides had got 50-50 of their tribes into government. Was it a good thing? No, that was the worst kind of gesture for the Kenya Kwanza government. And Rigathi kept on emphasizing on the issue of shares. That was again a very wrong statement coming from a national leader who is a deputy president who is supposed to be uniting the people of Kenya. Is Rigathi Gachagua an alternative to William Ruto? The answer is no. The answer is hell no. And the people who are trying to say that Rigathi Gachagua is vying for the presidency and wants, yeah, I've heard him also saying that he wants to be the president. But look here, the what Gen Zs are demonstrating about, people are quite lost of what these people want, and the issues are very simple. There are issues of accountability. There are issues of nepotism that is not being addressed by the Kenya Kwanza government. And I said it a million times on this channel. William Ruto came so close to solving the problem. But what did he do? He started listening to the political class. He invited the so called experts in quotes to come into government. Uh, Instead of continuing with the dialogue, uh, have these experts stabilized this government? Now, you, I ask you that question, the one who is watching this channel. Uniambie kama those experts have stabilized Ruto's government, or we are in bigger problems. The answer is no. These young people are not going to stop. No matter how many of them are abducted, how many of them are killed, you've seen they are not going to stop. So swallow your pride. Kaa kwa meza, bwana rais na hawa vijana. Otherwise, 2027, those who are backing you up wanakuambia, hey, you need to be hard on these people. Most of them will not be there to back you up. They are all going to go home. Majority of them. Majority of them. And if you come back, probably you will come with just half of them. And you'll have a government that is not even stable. So you better listen to the cue. And this is my honest opinion. Just listen to what people are saying. Swallow your pride. Sikiza hao vijana wanasema nini. They don't want the excesses in government. Hiyo budget imepitishwa, yani hizo excesses waambie bana kitu ile tufanye ya, you need some amendments into this budget. Easy excesses like pesa za state house, some funny renovation, easy trips za wabunge, allowances zile wanakula and all that. Just stamp your authority. You don't need also all of those MPs to support you. You need the people of Kenya, and that is the most important thing. These MPs are not going to support. They are going to be looking for their votes, and once you can imagine if they can bring, if these young people can bring trouble to the government, what about just an MP in the village down there? It's crazy. It is just crazy. They will not succeed. So the aftermath of all this and the chaos that has happened in the city, I wish that we could have a solution, a permanent solution that this does not occur again. Please, Kenyans out there, if you have got any kind of solution, any kind of dialogue, I don't like the silence of the church. I don't like the silence of some churches. I don't like. I've not seen any press conference by NCCK about what has been happening. Like previously, when we had these kind of skirmishes, you'd see NCCK coming out. We'd see the Catholic Church, Kinamdingi Mwananzeki, then coming out, Archbishop Nistonga, Ukulu. Those guys were coming out to be the voice, the alternative voice when it comes to leadership. And the presidency used to listen to them. Now, sijui ni nini tumepotea. Even the prayers at Safari Park, God is not listening to Kenyans anymore. Hawatasikiza. hawatawasikiza. Mungu amekataa kuwasikiza Wakenya. Because they are not addressing. You are giving God some problems that you can solve on your own. Now, about our men in blue and men in uniform, I I feel that as much as they are facing a lot of condemnation, but these are the lot that went for the demonstration. They did a good job. Although we still advocate for no killing, no shooting during this demonstration. Please refrain from killing. And to the demonstrators, I saw another young man wearing a police officer's gear. That is uncalled for. That is very uh, very unpatriotic to the Gen Z's movement. The way I saw them moving initially, they have been peaceful, very peaceful. And to politicians who threatened to mobilize goons. The police, I mean, we have got clips of our politicians saying that they would ferry goons to Nairobi. Those are the people who need to answer some of these questions. Watu walifikaje Nairobi? Hmm? Watu walifikaje Nairobi wakaanza kuchoma choma vitu, akasema yeye ataleta magunzi wa kuchoma watu na kupi. Hii ni anarchy. Oh, huwezi anza ku you can't. Yeah, yes, Gypsy Corner. Thank you, Gypsy. Yeah, the why? Yes, why are the churches quiet? Are they waiting for the manna from heaven or the offerings? I think the churches are quiet because first they have been receiving a lot of funds from this government, so they don't even know how to act. Unajua, ukishafanya makosa, then ukishachukua pesa zile mnapewa za sadaka na ni mingi, you will not know how to tell the boss that hey, hapana, unaenda mbaya. Mzalendo, what is Mzalendo, what is Raila and the opposition doing and about Ruto's aggressiveness? No, uh, yeah, that's a good question, the Gypsy Corner, and I can tell you, the opposition, there's no opposition in Kenya. The opposition are the people. The Gen Zs are the official opposition in Kenya. People like Raila, they have been, they are now in the side of the broad-based government. Although they refuse that they are not on the side, we saw him in the cabinet meetings. They are in government. They are. There's a joke going around that they are observing table manners. They are eating and observing table manners. They don't want to spit anything on the table or else they are kicked out. So they have been kind of gagged. They cannot speak to power. They cannot speak to the authority. They cannot. They are enjoying our taxes in government, and it comes with the so-called development that is going in regions perceived to be Raila's strongholds, not even perceived, Raila's stronghold. So that is the reason why they are in government. They are no longer advocating for uh, good governance. They say that Baba has struggled enough. It is time for other communities to now take the mantle. But at the same time, on the same breath, they are criticizing uh, those who are um, against the government. So they are on they are speaking from both sides of their mouths. A bunch of them in ODM are saying Ruto is doing the wrong thing. People like Inasufuna, those are their own personal opinion. But at the same time, he says that he speaks on behalf of the party ODM. And Raila agrees with his position. But on the other hand, they are saying, "Oh, we are in this government kumi bila break." So it's a cocktail of events that is happening in Kenya, and we we are observing. We don't even know how to react to this particular confusion, where we have a parliament that is calling itself broad-based parliament. Everybody is in government. The minority agrees with the majority. Everybody is in agreement in this government. There are no policies that should be debated upon. Everything that is presented in government is good, and that is the danger of this broad-based arrangement. So the alternative voice is the people. So that is the voice that is now hearing what is going wrong in government. They are the people who are speaking up to, you know, when Adani was when Adani came on board, there is just a Kenyan who was a whistleblower. You see, they stopped it. It is not the parliamentarians who did whatever they were supposed to do. It is the public. So the public have been putting our legislators into accountability, and to them it has been hurting them a lot. So we keep on pushing. We will keep on trying to emphasize on the importance of obeying the law and the constitution. And right now, what we have is the podcast. This podcast that we do, they give a lot of civic education. People like Gypsy on the comment section, you are very instrumental in this kind of discussion because your opinions are valid. And as long as we are communicating out there to this government, then things are going to change. They will listen to what we are saying. But right now, this country is heading to anarchy. That is what I can say. Uh, if they can't stop these young people, if they can't listen to these young people, not even stop them, listen to them, listen to what they are saying, listen to what they are saying, because what they are saying is is what Kenya needs at this particular moment. If they're talking about the high taxes, listen to what they're saying about high taxes. If they're saying that you cannot parade people every other weekend and you organize Harambes for 20 million in something they call empowerment, listen to that. Those gestures that you think are good gestures, they're the ones that are going to finish this government. Those things they call Arambe. And we had got as William Ruto's government had a very structured Asla fund kind of arrangement. If all these MPs can organize that money each and every time, pay back the loan, yeah, Asla fund, put that money back so that Kenyan can borrow, everybody else can borrow. Instead of going to selected constituency or strongholds to do this empowerment. Give that money back to the exchequer so that that money can be used effectively and each and every Kenya can get a chunk of it. But as long as you are breaking the constitution, you are a civil servant appearing in those arambes, you're already doing something that these young people know that is illegal. So whatever you say after that, they will not listen to you. So try and do the right thing. There is a lot of information. Say even the villager out there, if they can just access a smartphone, they know the law. They know what the president is supposed to do when he gets power. They know what the MP is supposed to do. Watu si wajinga sana kama kitambo. You want to your MP wants to guide you with the old playbook. Yeah, yeah, in the 90s. It cannot work in this era. It will never work. So boss, ole wenyu bana. Hii itawalamba huko mbele. Wanasema itawalamba. Kitawaramba huko mbele. I have seen people who are complaining. You've seen legislators who are. Let me give you an example of Nairobi. Some of them got are just about. Maybe the highest could have got maybe is 60,000 votes or 40,000 votes or something like that. Gen Z's Nairobi peke yake ni 2 million. Wewe unapiga piga kelele hapo bla bla bla. Nairobi alone hao vijana wadogo ni milioni mbili. Nairobi peke yake. If they decide to go for a ward, for example, the highest ward pengine MCA ameingia hapo na kura 6,000 kama line rafiki yangu. Hiyo ni hiyo ni kura watabadilisha na dakika mbili. Ni kuenda kuchukua kura hizo ward zile ziko pale. If you got 6,000 votes, they ensure that 20,000 of them are registered in that particular area. Utashinda hiyo uchaguzi namna gani? Hata ukipatiwa head start, you cannot win that election. You cannot. So the thing is, the issues must be addressed, and leaders stop just thumping. Sometimes I feel that Ruto is being misguided. I don't know. I have got this strong feeling. Na mimi vitu mi husema ni za ukweli. Ruto is just being fought from the inside. The inside, wacha wao wanakupiga huku nje. Watu wanakupiga ni watu wa ndani. Eh? Eh, Now, yeah. Gypsy Corner is asking, what do you think about security being withdrawn as form of silencing? That is a bogus way of doing things. That is what has been happening. That if your security is withdrawn, now you must toe the line. The government is the one who is providing you with security, and you are now. It doesn't work that way. Even the current president, his security was withdrawn, and he survived. So Babu Owino's security being withdrawn and other details being withdrawn, it doesn't matter. He will tell you that the people of Kenya are with him. And Babu Owino, for example, has reached a point where you cannot harm him. He's with the people. Yeah, ashafika kiwango ile. uh, if you hurt him or you do anything to him or even kill him, that will be hell. Hell will break loose in the country. So there are people who have reached a particular point in the society that you have to tread with them very, very carefully, very, very carefully, because they have got a huge or massive following of followers around them. These are not your small time MPs wala anapiga piga kelele. Huyu jamaa kuna following, so watu kama hao hata withdraw security yao bado atakuwa na wananchi. Niseme tu withdraw security ya mtu kama Oscar Sudi, watu wakwao watamlinda. Withdraw security ya Babu Owino, watu wanampenda, wako wengi kushinda security details zile wako nayo watu wawili, watu watatu, watu watamlinda. There are private security firms that he can hire so that to protect him. So that's not a big deal. That is what the government has been doing to intimidate um, uh, the opposition, people who are not against some of their policies. So it is something that has been happening in the country, and there's nothing else we can do about it. It is only that the day we will have a president who can follow the rule of the law, uh, or institutions that are working, and that is the day that we will say that Kenya tumetoka hatua fulani na tuka nini. And Ruto was the best president to take us to that next level. But sasa the people who are bringing his government down are the people from within. Mr. President, hao watu wanakuambia kumi bila break, sijui nini nini. Listen to them carefully. Behind the scenes, this is what they are saying. And wacha nikwambie, this is what they are saying. They are saying that this war is not ours. Wacha watu wapigane vita huko. Mm. So wanakuenjoy. Wacha wanakuenjoy. Na mwishowe watakuacha. Na wakikuacha, itakuwa ni hivyo. Na haya, na wao watu wa kumi bila break, wacha pia niwaambie tena kitu moja. Haya, tutaenda kumi bila break. Umeona vile siasa ya Kenya imeenda. Ikifika Ruto aingie hiyo na huyu kumi bila break, mtu wa kwanza mgani atataka aingie kwa serikali? Tafakari hayo. Who will be the first person that Ruto will call to join his government? Suppose he gets into government again in 2027. Ninakuachia hayo utafakari tu. Ni nani unafikiria ataingia kwa hiyo serikali yake akishinda 2027? Ni huyo unamdhani ni adui, huyo unamdhani ni adui mkubwa, ndio atakuwa wa kwanza kuingia kwa hiyo serikali. Nani alijua baba kuna siku watafanya kazi na William Samoei Ruto? So hizi siasa ni kanda, ni kuchezewa, tunachezewa saa zingine. Hawa wanasiasa, I told somebody it's like a football game. Unaenda game ya Gor Mahia ama unaenda game ya Gor Mahia na FC, wamevaa jazi tofauti, wanaimba iskuti, wengine wanaimba hizo ngoma zao pale. At the end of the day wanapiga wanatusiana hapo kwa uwanja, na ni hiyo wakati wa hiyo mpira tu. Baada ya game wanarudi marafiki tena. Baada ya game, kama hakuna game, Mluya na Mjaluo wanaongea tu, lakini kama kuna game inakuja, lazima wakuwe wanafurugana. So tuko katika hiyo harakati ya kufurugana kisiasa, na it is nothing new. William Ruto did it, Uhuru Kenyatta did it, Raila has been doing it consistently. There is nothing new. The other team in ODM, ni ODM ama ni CORD ama ni NAS, walienda mpaka wakaenda Uhuru Park wakajiapisha wakajiapisha. Sasa hebu niambie, watu walienda wakajiapisha, wakachukua Bible wakasema, I do swear that I will be the people's president. We witnessed it in this country. So hii country ya Kenya iko na maajabu. Things have gone to the extremes in this country so many times. But if if we let it go unchecked the way we are pretending that everything is okay and saying that hizi Gen Z sijui ziko sponsored na nani. Yes, Gen Zs could be getting some funds from maybe the international community, the civil society and all that, but but they are fighting for a cause that is worth it. The Gen are not fighting to bring Gachagua to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't think so. Ama mi ndo nafikiria tofauti. Hao majenzi wanataka Gachagua kwa president ama ni nini? Wewe Gypsy Kona ukiwa pale, what do you think? Do the Gen Zs want Rigathi Gachagua to be the president of the Republic of Kenya? Eh? Yeah? Let me see. This is a comment. Raila, like most politicians, put their differences aside. They they sip champagne at night together, but daylight, it is fake fights to blind the public. I agree with you. These guys they talk, wanaongea kwa simu, wanafanya nini? Anasema, hey, jana uliona vile nilikutusi. Hey, manzi ulinitusi bana. Next time pia mimi, ngoja hiyo rally ingine inakuja. Sitakuweka, nitakuwa Mombasa, sitakuweka na utaona mbaya. Anamwambia bana, lakini usinitusi vibaya. Mimi tunaona nilikutusi tu kidogo. So hivyo ndio wanasiasa wetu wako. Ukiona wanakodoa macho pale bungeni, oh, what, a lot of rubbish. But let me tell you, bunge, adui ya wa Kenya namba ngapi? Namba moja. Saizi wanapitisha mambo ya CDF ikuwe katika katiba. On Tuesday, they will be fighting very hard to ensure that the NGAF CDF is within the constitution of Kenya, so that nobody can take them to court. That is what they will be fighting for on Tuesday, and they said they will be taking a roll call. So adui ya mwananchi wa kawaida ni mbunge wako, huo ndio adui namba moja. Kitu ya kwanza kama afanyi kazi na kama achangii katika mswada ya bunge. Mswada ya bunge inamaanisha hivi, tunapaswa kuwa na elimu ya bure. Mbunge wako kazi yake sio kulipa karo ya mtoto wako shuleni. I don't know how many times I will tell you this. Their work is not to give CDF checks. That can be the function of the national government through the Ministry of Education to disburse checks to all the secondary school, and they've been doing it through capitation. Hii pesa ingine ati ya school fees wacha wawekee watoto kwa hizo mashule, ndio tukuwe na elimu ya sekondari ya bure. But do you think they want that? No, they want to be controlling that money in the guise that they are bringing development. What development? Ni development gani? And we have the county government and the funds in the county government. Gypsy Corner says, no, 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 Gen Zs don't want Gachagua. Maybe Malala or Kiomtata or Matiange. I agree with you that this young generation, uh, they don't want people like Kalonzo and all that. Those are just people they feel that okay, they've been part of their struggle. Sasa ni sawa tu wakuwe pale wakiwa nao, but Gen Zs have a bigger and a better focus on the kind of leader that they want. When I heard a story that they approached Maraga to represent them, and I think Maraga would make a good president. He does, to me, he doesn't look tribal. He's a lawyer. He's somebody who has worked in the system. He knows what corruption is all about, and he's not been tainted like these other leaders who are now coming up. Yeah, he's known to be a straightforward Kenyan citizen. But ukiangalia hii crop ingine, but Kenya ni tofauti. Sisi tunapenda kupigia wakora kura. Inchi ya kitu kidogo. Ulisikia hiyo wimbo ya ni Eric Wanyaina, inchi ya kitu kidogo. Hii ndi inchi ya kitu kidogo. So inchi ya kitu kidogo, hii ndio inchi jiguns anakuja anakuambia tutawapiga, and ni sawa tu, anapewa police escort, we ni sawa tu, tutawanyorosha if they even go and threaten the women that they are going to rape them, and sorry to use that word, and mbele ya kamera, si ati anaficha, ati wanaficha, wanasema mbele ya kamera, and our politicians clap for them. Kidogo wanatumiwa pesa na Mpesa. Umesema vizuri sana. Mwingine anaenda anawambia hizi magoons we kitu fanye, we keep on doing what you're doing. So right now majority of them, they have some kind of podcast where they communicate, if it is the party agenda of ODM or any other party, they communicate that agenda, or the politicians who have sponsored them for the day, ni kelele tu hiyo watapiga, but sometimes it doesn't have any kind of substance. So that's where we are as a society. We are heading towards anarchy, and the president needs to listen to the church, listen to a few of your advisors, not all of them. And most of them have been giving you the wrong advice, and that's where we are. That advisor who told you that time that when they had the first mandamano, that you go to the experts and talk to these young people, that was the right person. If you continue to listen to that guy, we would not be here where we are at the moment. Listen to those voices. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you. Even if you kick out these other baggages that you have in the government, the people of Kenya or these other Gen Zs will see that you're doing something to to cushion them up. But when it comes to development, look, William Ruto has done his bit when it comes to development. Kama ni manyumba ndio hiyo naona ametengeneza nini, tu barabara tunaona, although pia kuna zingine vimepromise na hazijakamilika, but kuna tu kazi amefanya, unaweza ona huyu jamaa kuna kazi amefanya, but sasa shida ni nini? Hiyo shida ndio lazima utatue. Shida ni nini? You will not be judged at the end of the day. 2027 will not be about the projects that you have done. That is what you need to realize. That is what you need to realize. 2027 would be about this body counts. Ya hawa watoto wanakufa na nini? How do you stop that? How do you stop that? How do you stop that? And you see, your CS makes a very reckless statement that I am giving orders the police should shoot to kill. Mhm. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that kind of order, but that is chilling. To me, that law can be abused anytime, and the government will defend their own. That is a bit chilling. So to the Kenyan ordinary people, wewe tembea tu na simu yako na camera on. If you're able to wear a body camera, wewe vaa tu body camera. When I advised the police in the Republic of Kenya that it is high time, imagine if they were wearing body cams. Ule polisi alipigwa na mwananchi, we would know the face and the guy ule alipiga huyo polisi and arrest that goon. If police officers were wearing body cams, we would know who is that officer who raided and looted some of the shops in town. At one point we saw a whole lorry being packed na vitu zinaingizwa ndani. So this is what I think in the thinking of those who are organizing this kind of crime. First, it is the Kikuyus who own property within the CBD, loot all of them, and blame it on, of course, Gashagwa looting properties of their own. So Mkikuyu ataenda kuibia Mkikuyu mwenzake, hiyo hapo pia hamkufikiria sana. Hiyo pia hapo pia mligonga zero. So people will know exactly what you are trying to do here. Now, when these shops were being looted, where was the police? Right? Where was the police? Hiyo ndio swali. Duka zikivunjwa, zikifanywa nini, zikiporwa, kila kitu kienda, polisi walikuwa wapi? Police station ikichomwa, mbona hata risasi moja ikupigwa? Mtu ameiba amari na wewe ni police officer, unamwona akienda ile police station ya huko Kiambu tumeona imechomwa. Si kuna CCTV kamera za pale, kuna kila kitu iko hapo. Wapi hiyo evidence? Tujue hawa ni vijana ni kina nani? Na hata apart from CCTV kamera kukuwa hapo katika police station, kuna maduka hapo karibu ziko na CCTV kamera zilinasa hao vijana. Why can't we get that evidence to see the faces of these criminals so that tuwatoe kwa streets, tuwapeleke mahali wanafaa kukua, kama ni kamiti wawe huko kamiti, because I don't believe that the Gen Zs wale walikuwa nabeba handkerchief na flag ya Kenya wanaweza ingia kwa police station waanze kuiba. No, that is out. I saw even in another clip, Gen Z amekutana na mama yake amevaa riot gear, ni polisi, na mama anamflag tu, haya haya, pia wewe umekuja sawa. So that you are dealing with demonstrators who are like that. Hebu niambie, itakuwaje? You are dealing with demonstrators wale wanajua vizuri sana haki yao. Ah, hebu niambie. Hmm? You can imagine. Watu wanajua sheria, watu wanajua haki zao. That's the kind of people that you're dealing with. So me, I urge my fellow Kenyans who are out there. Yes, a lot has happened in the last 72 hours, and there is a lot that we can do on behalf of the memory of those who lost their lives. In Ruto's term, there's a lot that we can do, a lot that we can do, a lot that we can do, a lot that we can do in terms of service delivery. And to our viewers this morning, it's not about the blame game, it's about the memory, about dignity, about the belief that we can build a nation anchored in the rule of law. But don't be silent. I am Zalendo, and you are watching Africa 24. If you have not subscribed to this particular channel, please do so and ensure that you tell a friend that this is a good place to be. Gypsy Corner, thank you for your company this evening. Kama kawaida, you never disappoint. We've had a wonderful conversation with you, you guiding me throughout the conversation on the issues that we need to address and what you think about our country. And that is what is called uzalendo. Wewe ni mzalendo popote pale huko. Thumbs up, big up, Gypsy Corner. We love you and thank you for being part of this Africa family. To Wakili Lempa, who didn't show up for this discussion, we hope that next time you will show up so that you enlighten us about the laws and what it says when it comes to the excesses of the police force. What should they do and what should they not do? Should they shoot to kill or should they use minimal force or they should use maximum force? That needs to be translated to us by an expert. Otherwise, it's been nice being with you guys. It's been 1 hour and a few minutes. I also get to catch some sleep. See you later in the evening for yet another interesting episode. And this time round, we'll be having a very, very good panelist. We will have Jeremy on board. We will have Harry on board. We will have Darius on board. So we'll have Geoffrey Mburu definitely coming back on board uh, and Leo. So this will be a cocktail of different views and the different personalities. Those who are Kumi Bila break, those who are one term, we will put them in a panel. And we want to hear, and Gen Z also, and we hear what these young people are really up to. For me, it's a bit confusing. We need the church to step up and tell us what to do next. It's not just about going to your knees and praying. No, no, no. There are things that you don't have to burden God. You can take action yourself and say that this law is retrogressive. These are the excesses in government. This is what we need to change. So otherwise, thank you very much. Yes, Gypsy, we'll have a cocktail of people here. So thank you very, very, very much for being part of this Africa family. Once again, we appreciate your kindness and your subscription. We are moving to the numbers 2K just under 1 year. And Asante Sana, I've not taken time to thank all our viewers out there with the 200 and K views plus just within 1 year. Oh, that's a good, good, good gesture. Asante Sana. We are moving at a slow pace, but at the right direction. If you like our contents, if you think that we are doing something that is wrong, that you don't like, don't hesitate to email africd24 at gmail.com. Go to our YouTube page and email Mzalendo, and I'll be very glad to address your issues. Otherwise, for us, it's that we want a united country full of love. Tunapendana bana. Asante sana. Good night.